Hi, very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to all of you, fourth day of Bharat Nutrition Week. I'm your host, Nikki Gupta, CEO of Teamwork Communications Group, India's leading health-focused communication firm with several award-winning campaigns to its credit. It's my privilege to host the unique Good Food Talk Show second year in a row. So today's session is all about good food for women. We are all working, busy mothers, and not mothers. Few of them are not. So, so we would like to understand how is this, how a woman is juggling. So we all will be agreeing with the fact that a woman needs more nutrients than a man. And why not? We juggle so many roles at a time. So, as women, many of us are frequent prone to neglecting our own dietary needs. You may feel that you are too busy to eat well and you putting the needs to our, of your family before your own. Or perhaps you are just trying to stick to an extreme diet that leaves you short on vitamin, vital nutrients, and feeling cranky, hungry, and low on energy. It is alarming to learn that in our country, 54% of women suffer from anemia. Even the latest National Family Health Survey reports indicates that 50% of all women between the age of 15 to 49 years are anemic in our country. This is not a modern age issue with which we are facing since ancient times. Women have been giving their meals the last priority, which stands true at a large extent even today, not focusing on their diet requirements and eating food which is either inadequate in quality or quantity leads to poor nutrients among women. So it is lack to due to lack of knowledge, or it is about the inaccessibility. The answers are not simple. Today we have an eclectic mix of panelists in our show and Good Food for Women, and they will try to answer these pertinent questions and many more that will amplify the need of creating the disease-free world for our fair sex. Let me just quickly introduce our vivacious speakers today. We have Pooja Makhija with us. Pooja Makhija is a nutritionist, functional practitioner, author, entrepreneur. She's a celebrity nutritionist and she's behind the transformation of prominent Bollywood A-listers including Gitika Padukone, Ranbir Kapoor, and Karan Johar. Besides celebrities, she has also suggested diets to top-notch CEOs, homemakers, architects, politicians, and athletes. She feels people should not forget their relationship with food, but everybody should have a different approach. Welcome, Pooja, in our show.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
We have Dr. Gitika Mittal with us. Dr. Gitika Mittal is an award-winning cosmetologist who heads a team of dermatologists. After practicing for more than a decade, she has created ISEC Lux, a contemporary and comfortable environment to meet the growing needs for patients. Dr. Gupta's focus is on bridging the gap between conventional beauty treatments and cosmetic procedures, delivery skin, body, and hair solutions for each of her clients. So welcome, Dr. Gitika.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, everyone.
We have Sahiba Bharadwaj with us. So Sahiba is a practicing nutritionist with a philosophy on diet lifestyle that transform a strong base for holistic wellness. She consults a range of nutrition and lifestyle subjects, including weight management, therapeutic diets, emotional eating disorder, and holistic health. Herself a mother of hypothyroidism after losing 30 kilo herself and maintaining it. So welcome, Sahiba. We have Sonali Swami with us. Sonali is India's leading female fitness coach and winner of national, international titles in female bodybuilding. The mother of two was not born athlete. She rather got introduced of weight training after the birth of her second daughter. That's quite inspiring. And after winning several high-profile international fitness competitions, she became confident about her skills and got strong and better with her each stint. She wants to change the nation for six packs are not meant for men only. Make every woman fit irrespective of her age. So welcome all of you in our panel discussion. I'm quite excited to roll the floor for all of you. So I'll quickly start the most exciting panel discussion of the day. So what should be the ideal food habits in working women? For example, how much should be their water, dairy products, calcium, and they should add and they should avoid how much salt and sugar diet, because that's always a concern area when it comes to women. And everybody in today's life is very health conscious. They want to look beautiful and they want a good figure. That's the basic, I think, discussions among women, and how they should ensure that they are getting the right nutrients also. I would like to start with I would like to start with Sonali.
Well, I'm not a nutritionist, but being a mom and being a woman in general and being a trainer, I'm constantly on my toes. My day starts at 4:30 and ends when I have, I wind up the kitchen. So, but I feel whether it's a working woman, whether it's a homemaker, you are a human being. You are, still working. You're still on your toes. You're still taking care of so many things. You are emotionally, mentally, physically involved. And 24/7, you are basically being a mom, being a woman, it just comes naturally that you are living for others. So I feel it's not just for the working women. I would say in general, for everyone, and definitely for all the women, it's extremely important for them to take care of the diet. And the diet should definitely consist of all the macronutrients and the micronutrients. So what happens, our Desi diet, or let's say the Indian diet, jahan tak dekha jaye, it is largely based on the carbohydrates. So very few know about the importance of the rest of the macronutrients. So we are talking about protein, we are talking about definitely carbohydrates, we are also talking about fiber, and we are also talking about fats. But the thing is, there is this misconception or this notion that fats will make you fat. So women, especially women, are scared to take any sort of fat because they have this mindset that fat is not good for you. And they have absolutely zero idea. Most of them have zero idea when it comes to micronutrients, which is your essential minerals and essential vitamins. So just because you're having, let's say, a balanced meal, sabko ye bataya gaya hai from the very, we have read about it in schools as well, that you have to have a balanced diet. और आप एक थाली देखते हैं जहां पे आपको दही, दाल, रोटी और सब्जी नजर आती है. But once you have crossed 20s, probably you have such a hectic schedule कि सबको खाना देने के बाद या तो घर में जो बचा है, you end up having that. You really don't want to cook for yourself because you really are not, that much focused कि आपकी health के ऊपर आपको ध्यान देना है. You may have lifestyle diseases as well. You are struggling with hormonal issues as well. The bottom line is everybody has to have macronutrients and micronutrients in all the meals. So you should be having protein because your body is entirely made up of protein. So you have to have a good source of protein, whether you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian. You definitely need carbs to keep you energized all throughout the day because you lead an active lifestyle, whether you're a homemaker or a working woman. You definitely need fiber because if आप protein ले रहे हैं, it's better to include some sort of fiber as well. It can be in the form of raw veggies or vegetables in general. You definitely need good fat, so don't shy away from ghee या फिर थोड़ा सा बटर आपने ले लिया या फिर थोड़ी सी मलाई ले ली, अगर आपने फ्लैक्स सीड्स ले लिए, चिया सीड्स ले लिए, थोड़े से हैंडफुल ऑफ nuts अगर आपने ले लिए. Don't shy away from fats, especially women who are in their late 30s, 40s, and so on. It's very important for you to have little of fats to keep your hormones in check, hormones in balance. So that's extremely important. And do not forget कि आपके micronutrients, I'm talking about your essential vitamins and minerals, जो कि definitely you can get from your seasonal vegetables. But if for some reason you're unable to meet those requirements, you could definitely go ahead and add a supplement. It could be in the form of a capsule. Definitely talk to your doctor about it, or in a form of a powder. But this is something very basic, and everybody needs to focus on it, whether you're a homemaker or a working woman.
Thanks, Sonali. Thanks for your views. Pooja, I would like to hear from you on the same lines. Should be the ideal food habits for working women? See, I completely agree. Every woman needs nutrients. But when it comes to the working women, they are juggling between many things. Sometimes they are skipping their breakfast. So how it is important that they should take proper nutrients, and as you are working for many celebrities also, they have much more busy life. So how do they ensure, and how do you ensure that they get nutrients, and along with the commoners also, your views on the same?
First and foremost, I'd like to say that yes, every person has their own nutritional demands, and taking care of them is extremely crucial. But what more important than emphasizing on nutrition, first we need to emphasize to all people that food is not just taste, food is not just calories, and food is not just eaten because I'm hungry. Khana is your fuel. It is information that you're giving your body. Every bite that you put into your mouth is information that takes you towards good health or information that takes you towards disease. So first and foremost, we all need to realize the importance of every bite that we are putting into our mouth. If we want to stay in charge of our lives and be multitaskers, as we are born gifted to do, we need to ensure that we are equipping our body with the right source of nutrition all the way through. So first and foremost, we have to highlight कि खाना सोच के खाना जरूरी है, because that is something that is not done. Khana is something that is eaten जब time मिला, जो खाना मिला, जब मिला, जैसे मिला, we will consume it. So first and foremost, change the attitude that if you want to live right, you've got to pay a little bit of importance on eating right. We pay a lot of importance on how we look, how we dress, how we take care of our kids, how we take care of our loved ones. But we are not giving food and nutrition that much importance. That be it working women, be it children, be it all adults, nutrition is given a sideline importance because it is considered as something that you do more to please your tongue. It is not really thought that this is the way to keep disease at bay. If I'm going to have better quality protein, I'm going to have lesser diseases. If I want glowing skin, I need to ensure my vitamins and minerals. जो आपको देखना है, वो आपको खाना है. जब तक आप वो नहीं फंडा समझोगे, तो कुछ भी आप कर नहीं पाओगे. Coming to women's needs, our needs change with every decade. In our 20s, importance has to be different versus 30s, 40s, and 50s. So every decade has due importance that you need to give to, whether it is one particular nutrient, calcium when you're in your 20s, because that's the bone building stage, iron also in your puberty and bone building stage. Proteins are a vital nutrient that needs to be focused on all throughout our lives, because a woman's life plays a lot of roller coasters in her hormones and her nutritional demands and what her body is doing, from pregnancy to breastfeeding to menopause. Our hormones have a nice joyride all the time. So if you're not going to eat according to the stage at which you are going to be inflicted by health problems, whether these are minor ones like no glow in your skin, or hair fall, or brittle nails, or low energy, crankiness, mood swings, or there are major ones like diabetes, blood pressure, cancers. So you have to know the need of the hour at every stage and at every age. If we're going to talk about in general women between the age of 30 and 50, I would keep the focus a lot on proteins and fats. Like Sonali indicated, most women think fat will make you fat, but fats are very crucial to keep your hormones at bay, because your hormones are fat-based. And proteins are something that a survey conducted by the ICMR told us that 73% Indians are deficit in protein. 84% women think that proteins make you fat, and proteins are only for bodybuilders. So we need to first communicate basic rules that your proteins are your essential building blocks. वो नहीं खाओगे तो ना height बढ़ेगी, ना weight adequate रहेगा, energy better रहेगी, बाल, skin, all of that will fall down. So keeping the nutrient composition with protein and fats would be crucial between the age of 30 and 50. It's a really vast topic for me to give many more pointers, but all I have is a very basic funda of the 5 fingers of nutrition, which I explain from kids to mothers. At every meal, try to pack a fist, like how Sonali said. Your carbs, your roti, rice, bread, noodles, pasta, idli, dosa, poha. Your proteins, your dals, pulses, legumes, nuts, seeds, chicken, fish, dal. Your fats, which are your good fats and nuts and seeds. Your tad amount of ghee and oil that is used in cooking. And your vitamins and minerals, which come from your fruits and vegetables. Try to pack a fist at each meal, and you've done yourself justice in terms of a good nutritional plate.
Thank you. I just love this. The 5 pointers. Sahiba, I would like to hear your thoughts. Would you like to add anything on this?
I think they've covered most of it, but I would want to say that, we have been brought up with a conditioning where, we are told that women need to put themselves at the bottom of the list, like you also said. I think we need to unlearn that, because there is research to show that when the woman of the house, or if the mother is fit and healthy, the kids also tend to eat healthier. The whole family tends to eat healthy. So I usually say fit mom, fit family. So, the woman needs to start taking care of her nutritional needs, her food habits, her lifestyle. And, that it has a ripple effect on the family. Women who eat more fruits, there is research to show that young adolescent girls also tend to follow their footsteps and eat more fruits in their diets. So, and I'm also a working mom, and so it becomes a little difficult, but I have an 11-year-old daughter. They're learning about nutrition in school. So a good way to kind of, teach them from the start is by involving them in the process. So I try and, make our weekly menu together, involve her. Kids are also more, inclined to eat what they have kind of included in the menu, and it really helps, because you don't have to think every day ki kya banana hai, lunch mein kya banega, for the family, for the child, for yourself, and then it ends up being ki jo bhi bana hai, you end up eating whatever leftover food is there. So menu planning and is very important, and it really helps women. And you can do your grocery shopping accordingly, stock your pantry with the right good healthy foods, so that when you go looking for something to munch on, you only have healthy foods to choose from. So these are little things which I think I would like to add to this.
Thanks, Saiba. Dr. Gitika, I would like to know, for a working woman, how essential is having breakfast? Because I know many people, they just skip breakfast because they are getting late, or they have a habit of just having a glass of milk. Do you think that suffices the purpose? What should be included in the breakfast so that it can be healthy as well as meets the need of the protein or the nutrients that they need?
In fact, it's a very good question, Nikki. It is not only important for the women, but children also running off to school, or husbands going off to office. It's an essential meal. And we've always grown up listening to the fact that your breakfast should be like a king, your lunch should be like a soldier, and your dinner should be like a pauper. So somewhere or the other, these quotations have resonated with science as well, because breakfast is the time when you are going to fuel up your body. And with different science streams also, as they say, your metabolism is faster, and because you're on the go, you will metabolize better. So this is the time, if you want to include more carbs in your diet, that's a great idea to do, because you will be, able to digest it better. And if you are a working woman, as Sahiba said, I could not resonate more than that. Planning your meals is very better. So if only you have planned your breakfast well a night before, that will be a easier thing to do in the morning. Because so many times it just happens you haven't planned your meal and you would just munch on a toasted bread and leave. That's not the right thing to do. It should have those essential fives like Pooja mentioned in her talk. So if you have planned it well, then is when that you can include everything, be it an avocado toast with an egg boil, which is my favorite for a breakfast because it includes a wholesome thing with a handful of seeds. If you're really in a rush, you can have them on your way out. But you have to plan it. You have to make it interesting because definitely some or the other time you get bored with what you're eating every day, and you have to understand what kind of lifestyle you have, what kind of hormonal history you have. So if someone is dealing with PCOD or thyroidism, or if someone is a teenage girl, or she is a pregnant woman, or she is postpartum, or she is menopausal, all these things will play a huge role into that planning of the breakfast. So yes, answering your question, breakfast planning is really important. But that planning has to go hand in hand with which category does that woman fall. Because with women, a lot of things are happening. We have to decide then in which category is that particular woman. And with COVID, it's also important to know that did that woman suffer from COVID? Does she have symptoms of long COVID? Does she have hair fall? Because these things will also play a major role. So one rule will not fit in for everyone. These days, we also talk about intermittent fasting, which has worked brilliantly for a lot of people. And people tend to misunderstand intermittent fasting by understanding, oh, skipping breakfast. It just means that your breakfast has to be spaced out from the last meal so that your body can digest well and you can digest and metabolize better. But again, it is not one rule which fits everyone. You have to see that where you fit and will it work for you in your hormonal history or in your phase of life, and then work with your doctor or your nutritionist to make it happen.
So I would like to ask one question here, as you mentioned about intermediate dieting, and you know what happened. I've seen a very close journalist friend. She takes her breakfast somewhere around, she eats somewhere around 2 o'clock, because after night and having first meal during the day at 2 o'clock, is this the right thing? I would like to know. Any Pooja or Sahiba, anybody can answer this.
So I'll just give a little 2 sentence to that, and I think Pooja and Sahiba would be better at answering it from their point of view. But it all depends what did she have for dinner. In no which manner I would say that you can have a late night dinner at 12 o'clock, drink heavy, eat heavy, and then have lunch at 2 o'clock. That is not the right way. So it is a wholesome planning. Your dinner should also be a good combination of protein and all the top 5 things. And so your first meal of the day, whether it's at 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock, the kind of fasting you want to do, it should be planned like that. So that cannot be followed blindly. It's a proper planning that has to be done.
Absolutely. Agree with you. Would you like to add Pooja and Sahiba? Pooja?
After Pooja.
Okay. So intermittent is a great lifestyle, but most people do it wrong. Intermittent fasting can be really rejuvenating for your cells, and it's a great way to remove dead cells, improve new cell growth, all of that, which is great. But most people use the 16 hours window more to their convenience than rather than doing it the right way. Very clearly, if you follow the rules of chronobiology, doing intermittent fasting means you should be skipping dinner, not breakfast. So what your friend is doing is starting her day at 2 p.m. She's losing out on the chronological burn that ideally happens in the morning. That's actually, in a way, I would say a wastage of your body's resources, because what your body burns at 8 a.m., your body cannot burn at 8 p.m. So clearly, if you're not eating in the first half of the day, you're losing out on your calorie burn. That's known as eating according to your circadian rhythm. Intermittent, if done, should be done in an intelligent 16 hours window. Wrap up your meals by 6, max 7 p.m. and start by 10, max 11 a.m. I would even prefer if you can finish at 5 p.m. and start in the morning at 9 a.m. That's an intelligent way to do intermittent. Also, so time is very crucial. The other one is what you're eating in your 8 hours window. If you're going to say, I'm going to zip up my mouth and not eat for 16 hours, but when I eat, I'll eat a 2000 calorie pizza, you're completely wasting your lifestyle approach to good nutrition. So in the 8 hours, you have to make sure you're giving the body, like I said, food is information. And if you have only 8 hours to feed your body, you need to make sure that you're giving the right information for the right muscular development, neural development, emotional development. So if you're not going to give the nutrition in the 8 hours intelligently, then, and most people don't do thinking food is nutrition. मुझे अब खाने को मिल रहा है जो खाना चाहती हूँ खाऊंगी. मेरी requirement है 2000 calories, 1800 calories. I will eat it the way I want to because I zipped up my mouth for 16 hours. That's an effort wasted. And if you want to really do it well, use the 16 hours intelligently is all I have to say.
Great. Thanks, Pooja. Great insight. Saiba, over to you.
Yes, just to add to this, also, people, they, like Pooja said, that they have fasted for 16 hours or so. They want to reward themselves that, okay, now I have achieved, or I have the right to indulge in whatever I want to eat, which is absolutely wrong. Secondly, I usually tell my patients that, if you want to start, if you finish your dinner by 8 o'clock, and you sleep by 10 and you wake up at 6, or if you don't eat your breakfast till 8 a.m., you have essentially fasted for 12 hours, right? And if you're going to have black coffee, 2 or 3 cups of black coffee just to kind of suppress that hunger, which your body is trying to tell you that I'm hungry, that is absolutely wrong. I tell them, break your fast when you get your body, the signals from your body that now I'm hungry. And there are a lot of signals that our body gives us. And start eating right. Again, as per Ayurveda, 10 to 2 p.m. is our maximum, our metabolism is at its peak. So you really should eat at that time. And I think your largest meal of the day should be around that time. And, eating the right amount of food, or the right quality and nutritionally high food is essential, because in the fasting stage, when you're telling your cells, or when your cells are ready to, do all the repair work in your body, they need to be equipped with the right tools. A burger, a pizza, French fries are going to leave them empty-handed. They don't know what to do. So, you need to understand how to work with intermittent fasting. Also, there are people who can't do intermittent fasting. I'm one of those people. My dominant is with, I cannot stay hungry. I could never even do a Karwa Chauth fast. So, I just can't stay hungry. So understand your body. It's very important. Just because your friend is doing, and your friend has lost 4 kilos doing intermittent fasting, should not be your motivation to follow the same.
Right. Sonali, my next question is for you. How much carb is important for women? Carb is a very talk of the town always when, I have left carb. People, whenever there are a bunch of women, they always discuss, oh, I'm not eating carbs. Oh, it's carb. No, I'm not eating. How much carb is important? Because carb is, is the main focus always whenever somebody is partying or having something. So how to get your kind of a body, and how to limit your carb?
Vicky, when we are talking about macronutrients, in fact, even micronutrients as well, when you talk about protein, carbohydrate, fats, it all depends on what your goal is, what your current stats are, and what you basically want to achieve. So it'll completely depend from person to person. Like somebody had just mentioned, one plan would not be, it's not the same for everyone. It's different for each individual, depending on your needs, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your goals, and of course your history as well. Now, somebody who is who's a diabetic, but unka jo carb intake hoga would definitely differ from somebody who's into sports. Somebody who weighs, like, let's say 20 kgs overweight, उनका जो diet है, उनकी protein intake, उनका carbs and fats, micronutrients would definitely be way different than what you need or what I need. So a lot of women do not understand, and Sahiba just mentioned this, just because somebody, your friend is doing something and it worked for your friend does not mean that it's going to work for you, because your body is completely different. Your friend's body, your peer's body, your subordinate's body, each one of us, we have different needs, and hence what we are consuming would also be different. What we need to understand is everything is important and everything plays a huge role. Carbohydrates, carbs are not the culprit, fats are not the culprit. It's the quantity, how much you are eating, that plays a role, especially when we're talking about fat loss. But somebody who really wants to stay fit, wants to lead a healthy lifestyle, carbs, you definitely need carbs in your diet. but I cannot just give you a number. This is the amount that you should be eating. But what I can say is, do not eliminate a macronutrient until it is absolutely needed or been advised by your doctor. Do not completely eliminate this important macronutrient जो आपको energy देने वाला है, so that you can carry on for the rest of the day, and especially for a working woman who is juggling, who has to, who's rushing, who has got n number of things in her mind and a lot of things that she is doing. It's really not advisable for someone like her to actually be skipping carbs. So अगर आप रोटी आपने बंद कर दी और राइस आपने बंद कर दिया, that is really not going to help you. In fact, it may backfire. So I cannot give you a number, but please understand that it's extremely important.
Can I butt in and give you a number? Since
Yes.
I'm such a crusader for carbs, and my absolute love for carbs is quite clear when I speak on food and nutrition. I would say anybody and everybody who's trying to lose weight, gain weight, you're athletic, not athletic, sedentary, 45 to 50% of your calories can easily come from carbs. So your day-to-day calories, 45 to 50% can come from carbs. And there is absolutely no problem if you're diabetic, trying to lose weight, have PCOS or hormonal issues, have insulin resistance, and people consider insulin resistance and carbs as too like an India-Pakistan war, but carbs are crucial. And I would say all individuals, growing children, women, even men, 45 to 50% of your entire day's calories can easily come from carbohydrates.
Okay, great. Thanks for the great insight, Pooja, here. Dr. Gitika, we want to hear from you. In case of a vegetarian woman, how can they ensure that they are getting right protein? Or for yourself, how do you ensure that, okay, I am getting right protein or the right nutrients that I need for my body?
Of course, that's something that vegetarian people always have, that issue that I'm not getting enough protein in my diet and there is no protein in vegetarian food. But that's absolutely wrong. I feel that vegetarian sources of protein are immense, and they are much more easily digestible. In fact, a lot of people come to me who have been taking protein powders, be it plant protein or other proteins, and they face gut issues like constipation. And I've seen patients who also have excess protein intake, and then they suffer from protein patches on their body. So protein intake has to be, again, according to the body type and how much your gut can digest. But talking about vegetarian protein sources, there are so many. There's quinoa, amaranth, lentils, legumes. There is peas, brown rice, and there's edamame, soy chunks, there's tofu. And these are something which are easily available. Even oats have great amount of protein. So if one wants to include protein in their diet without rushing to the market and buying those expensive protein powders, there's immense variety which women can include.
Thanks for the great insight. I think Sahiba wants to add something. Yes,
Yeah. So again, combining your dals with rice or with any other grain makes it a complete protein. So it's very important that when you're consuming rice, roti, or any pasta or bread or anything, you combine them with the legumes or with lentils. So it forms a complete protein. Again, I feel for vegetarians, the source of protein should be very clean and good. Tofu, yes, for vegans, tofu is a good source. Edamame is a good source. But essentially, soya nuggets and soya chap, which people think that are very healthy, come under processed food. They've gone through, a lot of processing. So they're not a good source, a good quality protein, essentially. Yeah, that's something I wanted to add.
Pooja, you would like to add here something? You're on mute.
I said, no, I think they've done good justice to the topic. So there's nothing I want to add.
Okay. What do you think that, what should be the role of men in women's diet, nutrients that they consume? Do you think, I'm not talking about only metros, in general, India is a big country. And what do you think that, does men play important role when it comes to the women's health and they are eating right?
I don't know if you're asking me this question. I don't yes, of course, men have to support us in almost anything and everything that we should do or not do. But having said that, women are called the homemakers. And like Sahiba said, teach a woman, teach a family. And if you are going to teach her the importance of eating right, I don't think she needs a man to back her up. I think she will make sure she can weave in the nutrition that is she requires once she understands the importance and how crucial it is for her to take care of herself so that she can take care of the rest of the family. Of course, perhaps in metros, men need to support women a tad bit more. Not in metros, need to support a little bit more. In that case, let's educate them as well and the importance of nutrition, not only for women, but also for them. And once they realize that, I hope it makes life easier.
Dr. Gitika would like to add, I believe, something. Yes, Dr. Gitika.
Actually, that was by default that the hand got raised, but definitely Indian women, they can thrive more from support from the family. We have seen our mothers always being the last one to fill in their plate. And if there is, I read this somewhere, if there are 5 slices of cake and there are 6-member family, the mother will always be the one that my tummy is full and don't want anything to eat. Or she would be the one who is emptying out the plate and the leftover from their kids' plate because they don't want to waste. So a support structure is important, and these days in metros, men and women are both working, so planning the meals can happen together, great. And if it's in smaller cities where woman is a homemaker, then understanding the nutritional demands of a woman as per her life cycle, and then supporting her and encouraging her for making her nutritional choices is very important. Maybe if she fancies having avocados, it's great source of fat for her. So a man who is probably going to support and encourage her to have it will be great. But again, end of the day, I would say that women have to stand up and make choices, and because healthy food, healthy mother, as everyone said, makes a healthy home.
Absolutely right, Dr. Gitika. I have taken 2 points here. First thing is women are, women, they are always eating last. That has been a perception. And how many of us eat last in our home? That's a question here. And I'm not talking about, only in modern or the metro cities, but there are women who eats last. Along with that, you talked about, sorry, first I would like to hear and then I'll jump to the next question. Sahiba, would you like to add anything? And
to the men helping women out question, I think men also need to be educated on the nutritional needs of men and women and children. In metros, I think it's still a little better now with the coming generations, but if you go into the rural areas of India, we still have women eating last, eating leftovers, etc. They are sending their kids to schools to get the daily, whatever, the monthly ration, which is a scheme started by the government of India. They do get everything at home, but still it's not going to the woman. So I think we need a stronger policy change there more than maybe just asking men to change, because I think that's a difficult bit to do.
Okay. Sonali, your views on the same lines?
I completely agree. In fact, if I give you an example, it's way better here in the cities compared to the rural areas. Just an example, every time I'm competing, my husband makes sure that I am on track with my meals. I'm on track with my macros, my micros. So it's a blessing when you have a supportive family, when you have a supportive spouse, let's say, or a supportive man in the family. It really, really, really helps. So I have a living example right with me, and I cannot tell you how blessed I feel. So I can only imagine for somebody, a lady who's keeping her health, not giving priority to her health, and the people around her are not actually doing anything about it is pretty sad.
Pooja, would you like to add anything? No. Okay, so Dr. Gitika mentioned about, avocado a couple of times here. You know what happens? We have been doing this session daily, and I heard one very big influencer said that, I can't afford avocado. I can't buy avocado every week. How can we ensure, if not avocado, that they are consuming? Because avocado is not a common man's, veggie. So what else that we can consume, and how can we ensure that we are consuming the right nutrients if we are not getting avocado?
Sorry, who's that addressed to?
Sahiba.
So avocado is one food. So there's no one food which you need to have to live a healthy life. We've never had avocados available so readily available in India for the longest time. Now we are privileged enough to get them in the metros, but otherwise it's still, other cities you don't get it. But if there are so many good, sources of fats, if you have desi ghee, olive oil, your nuts, seeds, they're all good quality fats. If you do dairy, then whole milk and whole milk dairy, dairy products are again good sources of fat. So you don't really need to eat avocados to get your fat, intake right.
Okay.
I suggest flax seeds as a poor man's avocado substitute. Flax seeds is alsi dana. आप अलसी दाने की चटनी बना के टोस्ट पे लगाएं. It is equally as nutritious in healthy fats of omega-3, and it can be made equally tasty. It's a great replacement for egg protein as well. So flax seeds or flax meal is a great way to bring in the healthy omegas that avocado would give us. So alsi or flax seeds could be a poor man's, or someone who doesn't have access to avocado on a daily basis, replace it with flax seeds.
Okay, great. Dr. Gitika.
Yeah. So, of course, I would agree with everyone's ideas here, and it's very important to eat locally available food. Nowhere I would say that going out of the way and buying these superfoods which have been popularized by the media. There are always more healthy options like flaxseed, Pooja mentioned. So there are things like coconut pulp, which is very, very healthy and good source of fats. A full egg with the egg yellow, that's a very, very good balanced meal. And then there is spinach, there's broccoli, there are nuts and seeds. They all have various different combinations of all the nutrient and the fats available. So absolutely, we should always encourage and eat what is easily available and not be stuck on these superfood ideas. Because everything like amaranth is like a superfood now, but I as a growing child have had amaranth laddus in milk forever, and they're such a great source of protein, and now they have been popularized and everyone is going gaga over amaranth. So having local food which is easily digested by your body because you have been eating it, that should be the priority rather than going after the fat foods or the superfoods.
So, Dr. Gitika, which food do you recommend to your clients or patients for good hair and good skin?
See, being a doctor and also because I'm dealing with patients who have dealt with COVID, it's very important to get a blood work done because there are different types of vitamins. There are fat-soluble vitamins, there are water-soluble vitamins, and deficiencies can lead to definitely dullness on the skin and hair fall. Prolonged COVID is causing hair fall, which is called telogenephalvium. It is a stress-induced hair fall. So I always do a blood work when a patient comes to me, whether they have gotten it done in last 6 months, then it's fine. But if they had COVID in between, then it's very important to run again a blood test. Because as simple as a vitamin D3 deficiency, which Indians are very much which is very prevalent in Indians, can cause not only dullness in the skin, but also breakage of the hair. Even protein deficiency, if it is there and you're not having good quality protein, can lead to breakage of the hair. So all these things play a very important role. So I would run a blood work. I would give them supplements wherever there is a deficiency that requires to be met. And then a wholesome, nutritious diet is important. Nowhere I would be talking about going on fat diets to anyone because weight loss is important. But if depends again, what kind of woman am I meeting? If she's a PCOD woman, is she a pregnant woman, postpartum, menopausal? Everyone has different.
Saiba, what do you recommend? Because, diet is something people come to you at every, women, they especially come to you, must be coming to you and they must be asking, different age group and they are asking, I want good hair, I'm having hair fall also, skin issues also, and I want to lose weight as well. What do you recommend? The first 3 things you is a mantra for you, like you do recommend to most of your clients?
Whoever comes to me, like Dr. Gitika also said, all my clients, it's mandatory for them to get some blood work done, which I send them the list. And I think it's very important. I'll go a little off track here, but for all women, I think they should do an annual blood work just to see what is their health status, and then address the nutritional deficiencies, if any, accordingly. Again, so for hair, skin, now post COVID, there are a lot of women who are complaining of hair fall, excessive hair fall, and a lot of them have seen doctors and are on some supplements. But increasing protein and iron, because your ferritin levels also drop or fluctuate with COVID. So iron levels need to be in check. Iron, again, is one nutrient which takes a really long time for our body to replenish. So, I often tell women to, in general, to cook all their green vegetables in a cast iron pot. That has, there is research to support this, that increases your iron levels. And then, include a lot of iron-rich foods and pair them properly. Like, she mentioned eggs. So you can comfortably eat 2 whole eggs with the yolk and pair them with the right amount of vegetables, add your tomato, spinach, red, yellow, bell peppers to it, and becomes a nice, nutritious meal with good fats and vitamins, minerals, iron, everything. So these are little things. And again, hydration is very important.
Right. Sonali, I would like to know about your healthy diet mantra.
For me, like I said when I started at the beginning, that it's about having all the right macronutrients and micronutrients. So I definitely make sure that each meal contains a good amount of and quality protein. And then I usually prefer complex carbs. And then I always have seasonal veggies, some raw veggies as well, and fats. So even I absolutely love avocado, but you can go for any good fat. So it can be coconut oil, it can be ghee, it can be avocado or badam, soaked overnight badam, wo bhi chal jayenge. So ye cheezein definitely hoti hain. And like Sahiba and Dr. Gitika had mentioned, a lot of people make this mistake. उनको ये पता ही नहीं है that whether you're deficient और अगर deficiency है तो वो क्या है. So like they had mentioned, it's so important for you to get yourself tested annually. It's very important for you to understand and then take it from there. सबके लिए like I said, सबके लिए plan भी different ही है, सबका nutrition जो है वो भी different ही है. So
I want to know your health mantra. 2 things that you ensure that you are following every day.
That each meal should contain all the essential macronutrients and micronutrients and be consistent with your nutrition.
Okay, great. Sahiba, I would like to know yours.
2 healthy mantras.
No, you can tell me 5 also, but
this was very difficult. So one thing that I tell people also, and I do consciously, is do at least 1 portion of fruit, and there has to be a variety. And I constantly post it on social media, so I know that okay, 3 din papaya kha liya, now I need to change my food, because every food comes with its own blend of phytonutrients. So yeah, fruit, one portion of fruit a day, and water intake. I love drinking water. I can't stay without water. So, and at least 2 liters of water and 1 liter before 12 noon. I tell people also that these are 2 things which I follow consciously no matter where I am.
Okay, great. Pooja.
Mine is 1 glass of vegetable juice. It's a concoction of any 3 colors of veggies. You put them into a blender, a little bit of water, blend, strain, put 50% roughage back and slurp it down immediately. It's one easy way to get all antioxidants into your body for hair and skin. And also because these micronutrients are required for so many important processes in our body, deficiency of which affects a lot of health. So 1 glass of this raw vegetable juice is something I recommend and drink every day. That's 1 mantra. And the other one is, of course, water, just like Sahiba said. It is a golden nutrient that is ignored by many. And just the lack of water can be the reason why we have so many health ailments, including headaches, migraines, pigmentation, muscular cramps, dry hair, dry skin, no face glow, no energy levels, excessive hunger, and therefore excessive weight. So water is a magical nutrient that needs to be paid a great importance to. I recommend anywhere between 2 to 3 liters of water for all adults. And that is something that needs to be highlighted, something that I focus on a day-to-day basis. Also, it's very important that you sip your water and don't guzzle it. So just because you have to finish your 2 or 2.5 liters of water, you don't sit down at one time and finish a whole 1 liter at one time. So you need to sip your water, because otherwise the water doesn't go in intracellular and is lost in our body. So that's the importance of water, and 1 glass of vegetable juice. And I'm going to give one more, which are my egg whites on a daily basis, because proteins are very crucial for growth, repair, wear and tear, hair, skin, energy, sugar cravings. So I have a 4 egg white omelette on a daily basis with a yolk, 1 yolk. But that's another mantra that I follow on a daily basis. And I insist that everyone I know and love do the same.
Great. I would like to know from Dr. Gitika, and I saw her latest reel also, and where she, put it so nicely. I must say, I saved it also. So, Dr. Gitika, yes.
Yeah, so you know about it already then.
No. We want to know for our viewers also.
So it's pretty much all of what everyone is talking about, but it is very important to reiterate that you have to be consistent with what's going on. Of course, weekends, everyone would want to go out and binge a little bit, but binging should not be like a reward. You should have that connect and then mindfulness whenever you're approaching those foods that you have been craving for, and eat them mindfully. Satiate yourself with every bite so that you don't just hog over maybe a pastry or the cake slice or pizzas that you want to eat and don't even register it. So that's something that I follow personally. And then my mornings start very early and I work out consistently. I am a hypothyroid patient too for last 20 years. So for me, diet and weight loss have been very important, and I have given more importance to nutrition because I'm a doctor and a mother of 2. So hydration, absolutely important. It can be in any form. It can be water, your smoothies, your coconut water, Moringa water, which I have every day. And then definitely having some local foods, like maybe some days when I just want to have simple food, a khichdi, which is lentil with rice, great plan for lunch, which I love to carry for my lunch to my clinic. Breakfast would definitely have eggs, and I don't shy away from eating a full egg, which even Pooja mentioned, full egg yolk. In fact, the egg yolk is a very good source of vitamin D and choline for everyone to know. That's a very, very important source which you should not skip. I see many people shying away from eating the egg yolk, but 1 egg yolk, definitely you can afford to have that. And having a good vegetable juice or a smoothie. So my vegetable juice would be something with beetroot, celery, and I would add a little bit of apple to it, or maybe some more spinach if I have at home, a little bit of ginger and lemon, which I love. So that's something to keep up the nutrition levels, because COVID, even I had hair fall and there was a lot of dullness and loss of energy levels. And these things have definitely helped. And multivitamins, I definitely got my blood check also done, like I do for my patients. And I would take my supplements regularly if I have any deficiencies.
Dr. Gitika, I would like to know the benefits of Moringa water.
Moringa, I think Pooja and Saiba are the main people, queens here, who can talk about it more. But it has worked for me, and that's why I talk from experience. And it has a great concoction of minerals and vitamins. And as I said, locally, so much of nutrition is available rather than running to multivitamins. You can have all this packed inside with just locally available things. Moringa is nothing but drumsticks, which is added to our food also in sambar, and people also make drumstick soup. So I would have one of these ladies to talk about the nutrition levels. But what I remember of it, has a lot of vitamin D's. It has all the minerals inside. And it was a great way for me to work out. So I would just have it on the side when I'm working out. It would hydrate and keep my energy level up.
It's a great source of calcium and iron, essentially. So that's the reason why anyone should and would include Moringa, because Moringa has almost 3 times the amount of calcium, if I'm not mistaken, as compared to milk. So if you are someone who's gone vegan and aren't able to get your protein, your calcium needs, include Moringa. It is also having a great antioxidant composition. So it's great for your micronutrients. And calcium and iron are 2 very crucial minerals for women health. So that's something I'd focus on as well. That's why Moringa.
I'm also a Moringa water lover, so I thought to just.
It's the Indian superfood, where as compared to the matcha trend that's going on all over the world. So matcha se acha, I say, is Moringa.
Okay.
Very healthy.
Yes. Anybody would like to add? Sahiba, would you like to?
For iron, it's very good for iron. And again, like I said, iron is one nutrient which takes a long time to build up in our body. So it's a good way of, making sure that your iron levels are in check.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, all the speakers. I'll quickly summarize our panel discussion today. So we got a lot of insightful information, and so vegetarians should not get disappointed, as our esteemed panelists has suggested multiple things to keep your protein level high. Along with that, it's very important what you are eating to know that, and you can cook your meal in iron pot, which helps you and to get the right iron minerals and your body required. Along with that, plan your menu. It's important what you are going to eat. Plan your menu. It's very, very crucial. And only fit women can have a fit family. So it's important to be a role model for your entire family. I would like to thanks once again all the panelists for sharing the insightful information with us. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Stay fit.
Thank you. Bye-bye.